Hello, in this video, I want to share and discuss some of the a software project I've executed for clients. So I'm the founder and principal engineer at Acel Ghost Technologies, where we build custom applications for our clients in various industries. I just want to share some of the projects, just to discuss some of the projects I've executed for clients. I've done quite some work for my clients, and I've listed some of them here. So I just want to pick a couple of this project and talk through what I did on this project. So let me start with this. So this is basically a metadata management tool that I designed and developed for a client. The name of the client is 2 Sigma. You might Google 2 Sigma, you should be able to get that. So the client came to me and requested that I develop these applications. So they had their specifications and what have you, and the scope of the project involved designing the user interface and then implementing the design using Angular framework. So the some of the technology stacks that are used include Angular, Node.js, because at the end of the once we started the project, I realized that I needed to also build the backend, just a temporary backend that would provide would a backend that would a REST API backend that will allow me save my kind of like provide backend functionality for the front end application I was building. So I used Angular 4. That was pretty much when Angular moved to Angular 4. And I used Node.js, Express, and what have you. I didn't list some of those technology stacks here, the backend technology stacks, but Node.js, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, Sass, Bitbucket. So basically, we use Bitbucket as our source control for this project, and I developed the project and pushed the code to Bitbucket, so the client had access to the Bitbucket account as well. So that is basically a rundown of this project. It's a metadata management tool that I designed for a client. It's the client is in it's a hedge fund. It's into hedge fund business based off in the United States. So I did the design, and in addition to the design, I implemented the design using Angular. So that is basically it was a success. It was a nice experience with the client. So moving back again, this for the same client but with a different. I did this for. She is the VP infrastructure of 2 Sigma. So because of my success in this particular project, I was I was giving this project to execute as well. So, but in this case, the client had already done the design. So what I did was to implement the design using that the client has provided using Angular. It was a bit straightforward, because I didn't have to do the design. So it's a data request management portal. So it's kind of like a system that allows her colleagues to send requests to her or something like that, just to manage requests for this for the company. So like I said earlier on, it was quite a bit. I think this project was quite a bit because I had to do a lot of I had to implement a lot of all these things are forms, very long forms, you know, developing all the structures and how things should work was really. So as with the previous project, I used Bitbucket as my source control. So as I was designing the project, I was pushing it to the source control, and the client had access to the source control. So from United States, they are able to pick up their code from the shared repository. So the tech stack that I use for this project include Angular, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, Sass, and Bitbucket. So I think that is the summary of this project. Then we have this project. This, I think, this is one of the this is one of the best projects I've ever done. You know, it's a large scale. It's a large scale pro. I worked as part of a team, and I worked as a senior software developer, basically working on the back end, implementing all the core functionalities for this system. And essentially, I was tasked with designing the microservices that we support this real estate platform. You know, and for some of the technology stacks I used include like microservice architecture. That is basically the cloud architecture, because this is a cloud native application. So as a cloud native application, you have to start from the beginning, working towards cloud environment, from the onset. And the core platform we used for the microservices is the ASP.NET Core, ASP.NET Core Web API. I think that's the core technology I used for designing the microservices. And we also have additional technology stacks that was deployed, like Azure Storage. Azure Storage was used extensively. Like we had so many things, like this is a real estate platform. So all this content, you are dealing with a lot of content. Like for a particular piece of real estate, you are talking about so many pictures and so many videos and so many virtual tours. So Azure Storage was used to store some of those things. And of course, you need to connect your Azure Storage with your CDN, Content Delivery Network, so that the front end should be able to pick up the content straight away. So it was quite an exciting stuff. So we are, of course, Azure SQL database. That was the core storage facility we used. That's in addition to storage account. Then the hosting environment we used for this platform, for this project, we used Azure Service Fabric. Azure Service Fabric is Microsoft Azure's premium microservice hosting environment. So if you are building microservices, the microservices on .NET, Azure Service Fabric provides you with the opportunity to deploy your microservices. So it's an environment for deploying microservices. That is basically what I like. It's a very nice stuff. Of course, you can use Docker. You can use Docker and Kubernetes. But the Azure Service Fabric is like the combination of Docker and Kubernetes in one place. So, and just like everything Azure, everything Microsoft. So Azure Service Fabric is very good for managing and deploying scalable microservice applications. Then we have Redis distributed cache. Of course, Redis distributed cache was used for as our memory, as our caching mechanism. So like we had so many information that needed to be cached, so Redis distributed cache was used. And then of course we have Azure DevOps. If you are building a large complex system, then you have to have your pipeline ready. So Azure DevOps, it comes from Microsoft, and you want everything to be in harmony. So Azure DevOps was used for like source control, continuous integration, continuous deployment to hosting environment. Of course, we used Azure for hosting the application. So I think that is basically all about this project. Yeah. And the project also requires integration with Twilio and SendGrid and all what have you, external lot of external integration with third-party APIs. So that's the kind of stuff I was doing on this project. Yeah, and then here comes this is another project I did for my US client. Most of my clients are based in the United States. So yeah, this another client. This client is big into logistics, so and it's an opportunity to have worked within the logistics. At least I've been reading a lot of logistics stuff, and I have something I'm doing on logistics as well. Yeah, but this working with this client provided me with the opportunity to go work live with a logistic a firm that is in the logistics industry. So basically, what this application does, it's a front end, it's a full stack application because I did the front end in React and I also did the back end in ASP.NET Core. So it's a quoting tool application where you feed in your information, the details of the car. The company is into logistics for car movement. Like if you have cars located in different areas, so the company allows you to pick up those cars and deliver to the required destination. So but this particular tool allows you to request for quotation from your customers. If your customers can come to this to this application, fill in the forms and all the required information, and once they submit this form, the system will generate a quote and display the quotes to the user. So that's basically what this particular application was meant to do. So and it's a full stack application because I did some work on the back. I did extensive work on the back end, and then on the front end I used React and Redux to implement the front end. So I use React and Redux extensively to implement this. Back then to implement the front end, then on the back end, I used ASP.NET Core to talk because I needed to also talk to the database in addition to interacting with the quotation engine. So the quotation engine provides an API. So, but the quotes and all this information I need to save to the database. So that is basically what I use ASP.NET Core REST API to do. To talk to the quotation engine and to save information to the database. So yeah, JIT, we use JIT as the source control. So I work remotely. So and I push my code. I push the source code to the JIT repository. So it was a massively successful project, and I enjoyed the project. Yeah. And then the last project I want to talk about is the order management system. I think I intentionally didn't want to show. I didn't because it is an internal. This application is a strategic application. And a strategic application is an application that the client has deemed to be of a competitive importance to them. So because and I felt as much because the thinking that went into designing that application. So because of that, I've decided that this is just a placeholder picture I personally decided to display. I have all the whole artifact for the project, but it doesn't sound good to display a client when we've not discussed as to whether to display the project publicly. But this is a strategic application is of a strategic importance for the client. So this project, the client for this project is also the client that owns this project. So yeah. So for this project, I implemented an order management system. Basically, what an order management system does for you is to allow you to manage your orders. So if you have so many cars to be delivered, how do you manage the cars? How do you aggregate those cars? How do you how do you arrange the cars that will be going to the same destination and what have you? How do you so it's quite a bit complex, and I think this is one of the most complex front end application I've built. very quite complex and a bit challenging. But yeah, I was able to, of course. I like being given a very challenging project, because that's when I bring my best. And because the project the challenging project has to be, the challenge has to be resolved. Yeah, so I think that is all for this project. It's another management system. I don't want to go too deep, but since this is public, I just need to talk through. I used React and Redux as the main component for this project. It's a purely front end application. I was working purely on the front end, and I was interacting vastly with the REST API counterpart for this project. I was doing the front end, and yeah, and interacting with the back end via the REST API. So because of the challenging nature of this project, there was the need to develop a proper documentation for the project. So in addition to developing this project, I designed and developed a comprehensive documentation for the project. So that is part of the artifact, in addition to the code base. Yeah. So as I said, the technology stack I use for the project include like React.js, Redux, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, because these are the basic core native front-end technologies. So the Bootstrap, the Sass, and the JIT. JIT was used as our source control. So I think that is all for the other management system. I think I just want to talk about these five projects. Yeah. And so basically what we try to do at Cellgos Technology is that we build custom applications for clients. So we do custom application development, with platform engineering, and data analytics. So a platform application development, of course, your normal application development. And then platform engineering we provide services with regards to developing the continuous integration and continuous deployment pipeline, this building out the pipeline that will allow you to, as you are developing your code, you are pushing directly to production environment. So that is basically what we do, and we do data analytics and machine learning as well. Yeah, so that is basically what the services we offer at Cellgos Technology. So if you have any project, or if you want to discuss your project, if you have any project and you want to discuss your project with me, yeah, you can always send a message via this form. You can send a message via this form, or you can send a message via this form, and uh, they reply. I will basically look at the message and furnish you with a reply. So, or if you have a project, a software development project, and you have, like, if you have a front end project, and you have all the documentation for the project ready, you can actually request for a quote. You can request for a quote. You can fill in all this information, and some will fill in all this information, and then attach the required documentation. And the type of document you could attach include like your UI UX design, your software specification, requirement specification, technical requirements, database schemas, entity relationship diagram, and use case document. So if you furnish us with this information, we will look at your project and provide you with a quote for your project. So yeah, we have other stuff that we are currently building. Like, this should allow you, basically, my vision for this platform is to allow, I think the whole idea of getting somebody to build, if you don't have a team, in-house that is building your software, you want to outsource your project. I think the whole process of, I think what the client needs basically is to develop a requirement, submit a requirement, and have his software delivered to him, period. Every other thing is just like, it's just like a form of noise to me. You try to look source as source, form a team, manage your team. The client shouldn't be doing that. All the client needs to do is generate his requirement and submit his requirement and have his project delivered to him. So that is my vision. That's my vision for Selgos technology. And that is basically what I'm trying to build, to allow clients to specify just what they need and then have their project delivered to them without any hassle, without any. So this is still under construction. I'm yet to tie the back end, to tie this particular area of the application to the microservices I'm designing for it. So, but once this gets ready, you can just select whatever you want. The prices, I've not also optimized the prices, so I intend to use machine learning algorithm to help me optimize some of these things. So you should be able to just pick out what you want and then start a project and have your project delivered. So that is what my main idea of doing, building out this platform. It should be easier to come here, specify what you need, and then have your project delivered. Because I've got quite a success streak with regard to delivering complex projects. So I believe I should be able to offer that to a wide variety of audience. So in the meantime, while this is still under construction, you can always request for a quotation if you have all your project documentation ready, or if you have any information, if you want to ask any question, or if you have anything you need to any information you need, like if you just any form of consultation, you can book a consultation with me via this form, and that will make sure to get back at you. So yeah, so we are based off in Aberdeen. We are based off in Aberdeen, United Kingdom, and yeah, as you can see from these projects, from the project I've done, I'm a .NET guy, basically at the core. So I build based on C#, .NET. So these are any project that has to do with .NET, C#, especially if you have a complex project, like if you want to build a microservice architecture project, then you can always get to me. A C#, .NET Core, that is the core technology stacks. Of course, you can see that based on the project I've done already. And then you can also see that on the front end, we've done a lot of work using Angular and React. So if you have any project, no matter if you have any project that is giving you some headache, just give me a call. I will straighten out the project for you. This project was giving the client a lot of headache. This particular project was giving the client a lot of headache. I came in and just straightened out the project. So that's the kind of stuff I do. I've developed a comprehensive procedure methodology for building out front-end application based on React, Redux, or based on Angular. So I can always bring that experience to your project. So I don't really want this video to be long, so I'm going to stop here. Yeah, so I think that is it. Thank you very much. Bye.